life of Saint Benedict. What an amazing man! He was born in 480 AD, and he did a lot of studies in Rome, but he was not about that life.
Although Saint Benedict was a great teacher, he wanted to be closer to God, and he then proceeded to move to a cave so he could study the Word of God more closely. He then proceeded to become a hermit, and he had someone lower bread and honey to him through a hole in the top of this dark and desolate cave for
12 years!
3 years. Although he wanted to live by himself in this cave, he kept being bothered by people who also saw his lifestyle and wanted to be peaceful along with him.
People wanted Benedict to lead them and teach them, so they came to his cave and bothered him a whole lot.
This kind of defeated the purpose of why he went into the cave. So he left the cave, and then he proceeded to start his own monasteries.
And at the time, there were loads of groups of barbarians. There were the Visigoths, and the Ostrogoths, and the Franks. And they were all storming in and trying to overthrow Rome.
I'm filming.
And they kept ransacking Rome and killing all the townspeople. And social order had basically fallen into nothing, and all the Roman people were kind of freaking out. So a ton of Roman people were going into hiding, and they really wanted a more peaceful lifestyle. And so a ton of people saw the appeal of wanting to become a monk, and they converted. Except not for everyone.
Because he wanted to make more monasteries of his own, he then sold his estates and turned them into monasteries.
I'm Sage Evans, and I'm here to tell you about Saint Benedict. Benedict was most famous for his book called The Benedictine Rule, which instructed monks on how they should act and gave spiritual advice. Monasteries at the time, especially the Benedictines, were all about humility and obedience. There was no luxury, and every aspect of a monk's life was devoted to God. Benedict's rule was especially strict.
Saint Benedict's rule included the following rules. Your way of acting should be different from the world's way. The love of Christ must become before all else. You are not to act in anger or nurse a grudge. Rid your heart of all deceit. Prefer moderation in speech, and speak no foolish chatter. Nothing just to provoke laughter. Do not love immoderate or boisterous laughter. Bind yourself to no oath, lest it prove false, but speak the truth with your heart and tongue. Remind yourself that you are going to die.
Saint Benedict's legacy is truly amazing. The Catholic Church still remembers him as a saint, and Benedictine monasteries are still around today. But in 547 AD, Saint Benedict died. He died.